Robert, Matthias De Ligt, I want to have a conversation about him because he's been out and we've had a huge update today surrounding sort of the future, when Michael Carrick is or when De Ligt's going to be back into the team. And listen, we know it's not going to be this season. What happened is De Ligt has undergone successful surgery to address a back injury. Having diligently worked through his rehabilitation process, the decision was made that a corrective procedure was the best course of action. The 26-year-old Netherlands international made an excellent start, featuring in every minute of every game until the end of November. De Ligt was deservedly voted our Player of the Month. De Ligt said, "I remain as determined as ever to represent Manchester United and play in front of our incredible supporters as soon as possible. He will now begin a new phase of his recovery and is expected to return in the early stages of the 26-27 season." De Ligt said, "Since November, I've done everything, pushing myself in every session and exploring every option to get back doing what I love, playing football. I'm grateful to everyone who supported me throughout a difficult period in my career. I remain as determined as ever to represent Manchester United and play in front of our credible supporters as soon as possible. Everyone at Manchester United wishes De Ligt well for his recovery and to continue to support him in every step of the way." So yeah, De Ligt, he's been out for a while, 6 months, 7 months he's been out now. And now he's finally got the injury, and obviously, or it's the surgery for the injury. And that's ultimately was the right decision was taken. Now we're not going to see him this season. We're not going to see him in pre-season. It looks like he's going to potentially, if he comes back in the early stage, he's going to need a lot of time to settle in. And now that leaves effectively United with one less centre back for the first, I would say, 2 months of the season in terms of getting him back into the swing of things. United then will have Heaven, Euro, Maguire, Martinez. Heaven, Euro, Martinez, Maguire as sort of the main four centre backs with De Ligt being out. Again, that's not enough. I think we do definitely need another centre back. And again, I don't think that's going to be a position of strength. But again, we'll have to see what happens when De Ligt comes back. I think De Ligt is a good enough footballer. I think he's someone who's improved this United team. He's very good at the back. If he's fit, he would be my starting centre back on the right hand side next to Lisandro Martinez. But one thing that is the issue with De Ligt is his injuries. Now, he's not had many big injuries at United. And again, he hasn't featured under Michael Carrick. So it has been difficult for him. As I said, I think if he is fit, he's someone who starts. And I do want to give him at least next season to see what he can offer. Obviously, if injuries persist, then you can't have him in the team, and you have to move on. Ultimately, availability is the best ability. But I think De Ligt is someone who, for me, does have a lot of good qualities and can definitely improve this United team. As I said, if we're looking at centre-backs, for the first part of the season, he was brilliant for Manchester United. But again, we look at centre-backs that we can bring in. Murillo, someone that I like, plays for Nottingham Forest. We obviously do have Lenny Yoro at the club already. In terms of right side of centre-backs, we have Nathan Collins, someone who plays for Brentford. He's got Premier League experience. I think he's someone who's a really, really good footballer. Then you have players like Bastoni, Antonio Silva, Iheanacho, Diamande. They're all centre-backs on the market. Whether Manchester United go out and get one is not being listed as a priority. But yeah, it's interesting to see what happened with De Ligt. He was only supposed to be out for a period of time. Now he's had the back injury, and we expect to see him at the start of next season. So there is a lot of pressure on the centre-backs that we have. Martinez, Maguire, Euro and Heaven. But I think they're 4 good enough centre-backs. And again, you potentially have Luke Shaw to fill in there if you want. And that's why I don't think Manchester United are going to go out and get a centre-back. But as I said, this applies to Martinez as well, who's had a tough time with injury. Next season's a big season. If he can't stay fit, injuries are recurring, I'd definitely look at replacing those two. I think De Ligt is a very good player. As I said, he's 26, got European experience. I think he'd be key in the Champions League games. So he's someone I'd like to have around this season. But come next season, you need a full evaluation of him. But it's disappointing that he's had an injury. But again, I think the centre-backs have stepped up. Maguire in particular, Heaven as well. They've been 2 very, very good players for United. Masraoui chipped in as well. So yeah, that's really an update what's going on with De Ligt. He was out with an injury on the 30th of November. He's now only just got the injury, not the injury. He's only got the surgery for it now, and he's expected to return at the start of next season. So he's going to miss out on pre-season. I'm assuming so. He's going to need time to recover and get back. But the question is, why didn't United do this earlier? I know, I seen him. He was back on the grass a few weeks ago. Why didn't United just make the correct decision to do the surgery straight away? I don't know. But yeah, De Ligt's going to be back. And yeah, I think he's someone next season who's going to have a big season, and hopefully he's back and fit for the start of next season. But he's going to be missing for the period of time. Obviously, it was no point rushing him back for this season, especially now at this stage with the Champions League secured, limited games left. But yeah, next season hopefully is a big one for Matthias de Ligt. And as I said, I think he has the leadership, I think he has the quality. Aerially, he's very, very good. He's good on the ball. And I think he's someone that can offer a lot to this Manchester United team. But yeah, injured at the moment. We'll see him next season. But do you think Manchester United should go out and get a centre back? Because that is the question that comes from it. Next season we'll have De Ligt, who again has had a turbid time with injury. You have Martinez, who again injury problems. You have Maguire, who's 33, but we know he's going to be staying at the club. I do expect him to get many games next season. And then you have two young defenders in Euro and Heaven. Do United need a centre back? And where would that rank in your priority? For me, it has to be midfield, then a left back, then a striker, and then potentially then you look at bringing in a centre back. But that's an update on De Ligt. Let me know your thoughts.